I was lucky enough to talk to Dr. Neil Hammerschlag about my newly adopted bull shark. Her name is Shaliz. She's 8 feet. She lives around Florida in the area because Dr. Neil Hammerschlag's program at University of Miami with shark tagging is who tagged her, and that's how we know her. So I wanted to ask him about my new daughter.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
So I recently, through your school's shark tagging program, adopted a shark. She is named Shaliz. She's 8 feet. She's a female. Her tag number is 20773 if you ever run into her again. So I'd love to know more about bull sharks so that I can be a good mom. So you can help me.
Great question. Well, bull sharks are an incredible animal. They grow to be really large, and pretty much they max out at around 10 feet. But once they get that size, they start really bulking out in weight, and so thick. They get thick around the neck, thick around the belly. They start really getting large, so look like kind of like built like a little car.
Yeah.
What's super cool about bull sharks is that, they can tolerate lower salinity water, meaning they can actually move into brackish and sometimes fresh water, which is really about these animals that not many other species can do. So that's pretty cool. Not only that, they have like really large jaws and they have these really blade-like serrated teeth that together are pretty much allow them to eat anything they want, so they eat fish, they eat other sharks, they can eat turtles, they are pretty impressive predators.
As a mother, I'm glad to know that she's not going to be limited in she can go anywhere she likes, eat anything she wants. This is great news. So if you had to guess based on where you guys tag, like what kind of area does she probably live in?
So that's a great question. So she occupies coastal areas. She's not going to move very out to sea and move very long distances, like across the Gulf Stream to the Bahamas. What we find is that they make coastal movements close to the shoreline. We do see seasonal movements from here near Miami. So she was tagged near Miami. And what we find is that she moves down the Florida Keys reef track, through the Florida Keys, up into even like Florida Bay and the Everglades National Park, and up the west coast of Florida, through the Panhandle, and kind of all the way up.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. We also find them also moving north on the other side along the coastline, moving up upwards past Florida to Georgia, South Carolina.
Amazing. So she would
they stay close to shore.
Yeah, so she's probably getting up near Tampa sometimes, like that far up?
Absolutely.
Yes, my friend who we adopted her together, I'm the Sha part for Shalia and she's the Liz part. So her other mother lives in Tampa, so she'll be glad to know she can go to the shore and like yell messages to her. So in her lifetime, what sort of challenges do you think that she will face?
Yeah, well, right now she's a really big shark, so there are less challenges to when you're a small bull shark, because small bull shark, you actually can be food to a bigger bull shark. So one thing you have to do as a baby shark is to survive to get to big enough size that you're not going to be, kind of bite-sized to a big shark. So the advantage for bull sharks is that many of them are born in freshwater environments. So actually why big bull sharks go into freshwater, we think often, is for females to give birth. And that way the pup use those freshwater or brackish areas as like a nursery ground. And it's not only do they get a lot of food, but there's not a lot of other shark predators because other sharks can't access the fresher water.
Very smart. I like
that. So, that's one advantage when you're small. After you've grown up into a bigger bull shark, the challenges you're going to face are going to be ones that are particularly associated with species that live close to the shore. And the thing about being close to shore is you're closer to humans. So one of the things that are going to have to deal with are things like light pollution, chemical pollution, noise pollution, boat traffic, and people fishing, not only fishing for sharks, and for bull sharks, but also fishing for the food they like to eat. So that's going to be some of the challenges that she's going to face as she as she moves about on her daily life and certainly gets older.
Yeah. Now, okay, so if she's about 8 feet long, what age range is that probably? Do you know? Or is it just like
No, but I mean, she's at least 15 years old. And
oh my God, I got a
yeah.
teen.
Yeah, my guess is she's in her later teens.
Okay, so my teenager. Oh my gosh. Well, now I'm extra worried. Teenagers are hard. Now, I don't want to think about it because I'm her mom, but about how long do you think she'll live if she doesn't encounter tragedy, if she has a healthy, happy bull shark life?
Yeah, a happy, full bull shark life is, I mean, we don't really know, but I would estimate it's probably in the early 30s.
Okay. All right. So I'll just emotionally prepare for that.
Yeah, please do.
That's good. Okay. I have a question specifically about the tagging process. So when you tag a shark, what is it? Because I know in the email I got about my little Shaliz, it said that the tag she has is for identification only and isn't like a satellite tag. So what makes you just like decide which sharks get which tags? How do you?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So all the sharks we tag get that identification tag. It acts like a barcode. Essentially, that shark has its own unique ID, its own unique name, thanks to you. And that means that, you know, we can, if we encounter that shark again, we can see her ID and her name, and we know that where that shark has been, you know, where we tagged it and where we recapture it. Also, if anyone else captures it, like another scientist, or even, you know, unfortunately, if they get caught and killed by fisheries, they can report that information to us. That's still very valuable because we know where she ended up.
Yeah.
But what, you know, we do have other tags. We do have acoustic tags, and satellite tags, and those allow us to electronically track these individuals. And the thing about those tags, they're really expensive. And so we can't put it out on every individual. So we have to be selective, and it really depends on the research question we're asking that's specific to, you know, the type of tag you use. So basically, a lot of it has to do with the question. And for example, I've put out 25 satellite tags on bull sharks in our region. We've put out probably, you know, close to 30 or more acoustic tags on bull sharks. So we have a pretty good sample size of those different tags. And, you know, some of the questions we're asking is how much, you know, are they coastal? Do they stay within our region? Do they move out into areas where they're unprotected? You know, how much time are they spending in protected areas? Whether there's connectivity between, for example, here in South Florida or, you know, the west coast of Florida, like you asked about. And then we have a very big project underway, which we're pretty excited about, and that has to do with the threats. We want to know how, you know, how does coastal urbanization, things like light pollution, sound pollution, boat traffic, impact the behavior of.
Yeah.
I can tell you, luckily, is my student Mitchell Ryder just finished a project for his master's, and he found that boat traffic didn't really alter the behavior of our bull sharks that we were tracking.
Oh.
So it seems like they're kind of used to the amount of boat activity that we're seeing in Miami, at least from a movement habitat use perspective.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing information, because my first instinct is, why can't I watch what she's doing all day, every day? But that makes sense. Now,
I understand that motherly instinct, but you know,
especially
you gotta let them go at some point.
Yeah. Now that I know she's a teenager, it makes me feel better. You know, she's got her own car now. She's got a life to live. Well, okay. My last question is, if I were to meet Shaliz in the wild, is she too big to kiss? Should I not?
Yeah, it's definitely something to avoid. I mean, the thing is, like, you know, everyone and everything needs their personal space. And, you know, as much as we might really love sharks, we got to respect them. They're a predator. And, you know, as much as we like sharks, you know, we wouldn't run up and do that to a tiger in the wild, right? We wouldn't run up and do that to a lion in the wild. And we can't do that to sharks in the wild either, because, you know, we got to respect that they are predators.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, that's the end of my questions, and I am truly honored to talk to you, and I can't thank you enough for answering all my questions about Shaliz and her life. And if
my pleasure. And I would just say, you know, one of the, we're always looking for support for our research, and I want to thank you for that, because your adoption is, helping fund our science. It's helping fund our outreach. It gives us an opportunity to not only research more sharks and learn about them and be able to use that information to better understand them and conserve them. But, when we go out on the boats to do our tagging, we also bring school kids on the boats to learn and get hands-on experience in marine biology. And those costs are also helped offset by our Name a Shark program. So
that's wonderful. That's
doing that.
Yeah. Well, I hope that anybody watching also adopts sharks. Oh, otherwise, I'm just going to adopt all of them. You're going to be like, Shalia has too many sharks. But thank you so much. And if you ever see Shaliz in the wild, please tell her I said hi.
We might re-encounter her again. I think what's going to happen is if we see her again, it is likely, we have her number, and we'll let you know, and her name, and we'll let you know where she went.
Oh, amazing. Oh, thank you so much.